Hello and welcome. I am Admiral Dionysus. This is Star Trek Adventures. Here with me from Tabletop Anthologies, we're going to go in the order of rank. Okay? First is Commander Maricati. They're played by Anthony, Tabletop Tony. Second in command is Commander Kulat, played by Hades. There we go. There we go. And third in rank is Lieutenant Commander Tack Thrall, played by Turgalicious. That's my nickname for him.
Thank you, Admiral.
And our Chief Medical Officer, played by Lieutenant Junior Grade Grex. And that is played by Severian. Sorry.
Sorry. Hello.
All right. So we are picking up from our last session a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago. We'd finished session 0. We created our characters, and I kind of threw our guys right into the start of this scenario. Just a quick recap. They were leaving San Francisco aboard a shuttlecraft to rendezvous with their new ship, the USS Surprise. And on their way, they came across a Priority 1 distress signal, which they decided that they were going to investigate. As they got closer to the planet, they realized it was the planet Xerxes 4, and it was an uninhabited Class M planet that had no sentient life except for a Federation science team. And that team was there to study the environment of the planet, the flowers, the flora, and the fauna. You like that? So, as they got closer, the commander decided they were going to go investigate the actual distress signal and take the shuttlecraft in. Well, as they entered the atmosphere, they ran into a ion storm, which is where we stopped. And so that is where we're going to pick up, is the runabout or the shuttlecraft has entered the planet's atmosphere, but they're now caught in a violent ion storm. And here we go.
Oh, do we do the shake? That's right.
We're doing that's actually a requirement. Anytime there's a ship experiencing turbulence or getting shot at, we're going to need the standard Star Trek shake. So if you're in your seat rocking back and forth or side to side, you gotta, Hades has the Riker pose where he holds onto the front of the seat and just rocks back and forth. Yeah, that's going to be a standard.
Exactly what I was doing.
And I'm going to knock stress if you don't do it. So.
Oh, fuck. Brace yourselves. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Brace yourselves.
Our aerobuoyant encapsulators must have gone out.
So, Turg, as you start to navigate this ship down towards the planet's surface, looking for a place to land, all of a sudden, the ion storm, a giant lightning bolt strikes the shuttlecraft, and you have lightning, you have sparks flying. The dash has spots that blow up and explode. I need to know what you are trying to do right now.
Well, we can't stay in the air. I'm trying to get as low into the atmosphere as I can and maybe find water. We need to land this thing.
So you trying to get him down safely?
Of course.
Okay. So, we haven't done rolls much yet, so go ahead and load up your character sheet real quick, Turg.
Yeah.
And I'll do a quick walkthrough. So you have your attributes and your disciplines. To perform a task, you need to select one of each. And those combined equal your target number. Anything below that, or that meets that and that belows that, that is below that, is going to be your... is going to mean you get a success. So on top of that, though, you guys have your talents, which talents are just like Conan. They give you special extra things. Values are different things that I will challenge you during the game on, and if you feel like you could challenge it, it will give you different benefits in the game as well. But the focus for standard tasks and such are your focuses, and that kind of narrows down your expertise in a certain category, right? So, Turg, for this role, to get the runabout down safely, you're going to need to either do a daring or control plus a con task. So what that means is when I want to go over this too real quick. I'll give you guys like a base attribute and discipline to roll for whatever the task is going to be. Given that Star Trek tends to operate outside the bounds and they have different ways that they solve things and they figure stuff out, if you can give me a different attribute and discipline combination and it's relevant to whatever's going on, we'll allow you to do that. I'm okay with that. That's going to be fine. So, choices here, Lieutenant Commander. It's going to be daring or control plus a con task with a difficulty 2. And since this is our first roll, I will say, and I'll give you kind of a hint. Lieutenant Commander, you have a focus of composure, right? So I assume that is keeping your cool in situations that are heated or high stress or high anxiety.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. So, which attribute did you select?
Control.
Okay, control and con. So once you click on your player sheet, select checkbox control, checkbox the con, and then click on perform task, right?
Doing it.
Okay, so the first choice is use focus. So because you're gonna use your focus of composure, you'll check that box. And what that means is if you roll the dice and one of the dice is equal to or below whatever your discipline number is, it counts as a 1, so it counts as 2 successes.
Nice.
All right. So, if you have that selected, go ahead and roll it.
I believe I do.
All right. So you have 2 successes, and so before I describe to you what happens, Commander Mercati, you are sitting at ops. That position allows you to assist your pilot. Is there anything that you would like to do as he's trying to get the ship down to the ground safely?
I'm going to be working through the... I want to see if there's any autopilot or anything that has disengaged, perhaps some electronics that have been taken out, and I want to see if I can get those back online by perhaps replacing a capacitor or 2.
Okay. Then I would say let's go with a control and engineering check. And so it's going to be just 1 d20. So when you click perform task, the slider bar at the bottom, just shift that over to 1.
Nice.
Perfect. All right. So with the commander's assistance, the commander, you're able to get the systems working long enough to, you were able to find a workaround on the systems and get them working long enough to assist Lieutenant Commander in getting that shuttlecraft down to the ground. And Lieutenant Commander, because of your roles, you're able to get that shuttlecraft through the ion storm, and there is obviously damage to your shuttlecraft, but because with the assistance of your Lieutenant Commander, you're basically able to glide that shuttlecraft in on almost a perfect emergency belly landing into the ground, and so much so that nobody gets injured during this.
Just like the simulations.
Everyone's all right, correct? Turbulence hasn't caused any kind of malice in any of you. Fine.
Can we get a
No injuries here.
damage report? Kulat? I had to look at you.
I start looking at the computer's instruments to see what damage the ship has sustained.
So once you hit the ground, the shuttlecraft just shuts down. It just dies. So you have no control. There doesn't seem to be any power to the shuttlecraft itself. So none of that works.
Is there
Do we-
anything,
What's that?
any readily apparent cause from within the ship of why we've lost power?
No. Nope. Not from inside. And
Okay.
also, just to the players, I'm gonna send you random messages throughout the game. So make sure you guys keep an eye on your Discord too.
Are there any, of course there are windows on the shuttlecraft. What does it look like on the outside?
Excuse
the
me, Commander Maricati. I'm feeling something odd in my horns right now. It feels like there's some kind of trampling going on outside. Maybe feet or some creatures or something.
Do we know anything about the tectonic movement on this planet? Is this prone to earthquakes? There's no sentient life, but perhaps sapients, animals,
There's-
a herd.
Commander, there's something out there. I can sense fusion, anger. It's close.
Roger that. Our best bet might be to stay in the ship. Let's see if we can get a visual.
so,
Where's it coming from?
You guys are looking out the window. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I am. While they're reporting this.
So the shuttlecraft only has one major window, and it's kind of it's really only in the front. There's no windows in the side or the back. So you really can't see anything due to all of the debris. Because when your lieutenant commander brought it down, he did find a nice clearing, but he did have to go through some brush to give her that nice soft landing. So you have a lot of dirt, you have a lot of debris that's clouding it, and you can't tell what you see on the outside. Maybe it's movement, maybe it's wind. You really can't tell.
All right, just remain on standby. Does the storm? Sorry, Admiral. Does the storm look like we can traverse through, or is it we're gonna have to hole out in the ship?
You've successfully cleared the storm, so it's safe to get out of the ship.
All right. I want phaser set to stun, and I want everyone on high alert. Can we get the emergency panel open and get that door open?
Yes, you can. Oh, sorry.
I was just talking to the crew, actually. Kulat? My guy, please. Maybe.
Affirmative, Commander.
Before we go, and it's going to be more of a prompt for Seb, since he is our Betazoid. If you would like to try and understand what you're sensing, we can-
Sure. I was
we-
just looking at like what attribute would that be? Presence maybe or insight? I was thinking.
So the game explains insight as the attribute of insight is understanding people and feelings. Presence is the power of personality. So you could do either, as long as you, again, articulate why you've chosen what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds like it would be insight for sure. Then just trying to get insight into whatever these minds are that I'm perceiving.
Okay.
And then discipline, I guess, would be. I don't know on that one. Command, maybe. Unless I go the science route and apply my xenobiology.
Yeah, I could say that it, and I'd probably have to look it up in terms of trying to what attribute and discipline to use. I would say probably command. Yeah, or even, I mean, you could use medicine with your background, too. I suppose that would work, but yeah, your focus would certainly be xenobiology if you'd like.
Okay, sounds good. I'll do that with medicine and xenobiology focus.
Mhm.
And then I just click roll dice, I guess.
Yes.
I was just going to say there's an example under command that says command with insight could be used to judge the mood and morale of a group of subordinates or try to assuage the fears of a group.
Okay. Well, we could use that next time as well.
Variable.
Lieutenant, junior grade. Okay, so it was just going to be a difficulty of 2. So you are successful and you have momentum. You want to bank that, or do you want to use it?
I'll bank it.
Okay. I'll do that. So you're banked, and basically it's going to be that.
Okay. Commander, whatever I'm
freely.
sensing, it's a something that has a primitive mind. Maybe not such a high consciousness as we would have.
But not animal, you're saying.
That's unclear.
Somewhere in between, maybe.
Perhaps.
Thank you for the update. Commander Kulat and Lieutenant Commander Takthral. You will accompany me on the outside of the shuttle. We're going to secure the area and verify the presence that we have before us. Lieutenant Junior Grade Grax, I want you to make sure you're in here and ready in case one of us takes some damage from some hostile fauna. Phasers on stun. I want us on high alert.
Okay. So who's going out first?
I'll lead the charge. If I imagine, I guess we can talk about it, but I imagine Kulat opens with the emergency panel, throws the shuttle bay, the doors down, they fall, hit the ground. I'm tunneling out with the gun. I spread to the right. I motion for Takthral to spread to the left, and then Kulat comes down the middle of us while we're looking around, securing both sides of the area here. Trying to get sights on all angles.
Okay. So everything load up for you guys. Oops. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah,
Let me,
instantly. It was really clean.
let me fix.
So fresh and so clean.
Fix your guys's.
Copyright. Banned.
There.
Our stream just cuts.
What's that?
Goes to black.
Band? Oh. Okay, so as you guys all climb out of the runabout, you notice that it's destroyed and things like that. You got some damage to it. But what you see, you start to hear those strange grunts and kind of shrieks and just gibberish coming from these Neanderthal humanoid type creatures. These guys that your lieutenant described sensing. They start to throw rocks and kind of zombie lope towards you, I guess you could say, like raising their hands and making all threatening and grunt-like sounds. The strange thing, though, is all of these Neanderthal creatures, they seem to be dressed as Federation Starfleet. They're wearing Starfleet issue uniforms. They are just tattered, though. They're tattered and torn up. And it's kind of like maybe a uniform a science team might wear. And you do notice that one of the creatures does hold a phaser. But they don't know. You might not know if they know how to really fire it yet.
Right, from the looks of it, they seem very animal.
Yeah, and that's going to be the feral human number 4. So this guy on the far right.
Commander Kulat, do we have a... No, fuck it. Commander Kulat, throw the translation transmogrifier down and broadcast on all channels that we are mean no harm. On all languages, across all languages. Keep those phasers set to stun on high alert, waiting for them to make their first move.
The universal translator is active, Captain or Commander.
Are you gonna say anything, or are you just hoping that the translator is
Well-
gonna tell you?
So I imagine the universal translator is broadcasting in all languages. We mean no harm. We come in peace.
They-
You pretty
they-
much just talk to him with the universal translator.
Right. Oh, I guess we could do that too. You know, hey, we mean no harm, or just across all languages.
They do not
Waiting.
understand what you're saying and continue to move closer.
They must not be capable of language. Perhaps some sort of physical presence might deter them.
Commander, might I make a suggestion?
Speak freely, Lieutenant Grex.
An offering of food could perhaps be a universal language understood by even these creatures.
That's absolutely genius. Ruffling through my pants, I find a bar of Snickers. I'm just kidding. Well, what?
You just replicated the Snickers before you crashed, right?
It's a childhood thing.
Enhanced
Anyway,
replications.
some sort of ration, I imagine. Something sweet smelling, if we can procure it.
Okay. All right, sure. I mean, yeah, you had that. We'll say you had it. I'm fine with that. Even though
Sure, yeah.
your shuttlecraft is down, so really the only thing
Right.
you can do with that right now is just use it as cover.
Right. So I quickly unwrap the food and I walk slowly out. Like I want to be able to die for cover, right? So that's
Okay.
where I'm at. I'm coming out just to arms up. I'm very, very low stance. I'm trying not to look them in the eye at all. And I pull out this food and I'm waving it in the air. And I take a bite. I eat a little bit of it. Right? Then I pull it out completely out of the wrapper it's in, snap it in two, and I'm watching these monkeys. Are they trailing my eyes? Are they looking like they're liking what they're seeing?
I do have to ask, how did it taste?
It tasted of fruity, like oatmeal, like substance. I want to say maybe
Like
an oatmeal.
fruity
Reese's cookie.
Odie bars?
Yeah, fruity Odie bars. That's what I imagined it to be.
So when you do that, they see you and they kind of halt where they're at, right? And the one with the phaser just is kind of eyeing you, like he doesn't understand what's going on, doesn't understand what's seeing, and then all of a sudden he takes a shot at you with the phaser.
You motherfucker.
He and it's it's not even at you. The phaser just shoots long. It's obvious he doesn't know what he's doing, what he did, right? So at this point, we're going to be going into combat.
Okay.
So
It just shoots completely like nowhere near me against like the ground.
oh
or
no,
something, I imagine.
it's like far off to the right of the shuttlecraft. He's just kind of
Okay.
he doesn't know what he's doing, and he just pushes the button and
Right.
it just shoots off. Probably hits a tree and smokes that thing.
Mhm.
So,
We need to take that one out with the phaser first, and then the rest of them will follow soon.
okay, so with combat, first thing, the way it goes is you go, they go, you go, they go, until the end. So, the game wants me to pick who goes first in terms of PC. I'm gonna let you guys pick, unless you know what I mean. I don't see the need to really control you in that manner.
Yeah,
So-
I think it makes sense. He just pulled a shot out, so at this point, I just drop the food, phaser, already set to stun, shoot the one that shot the phaser. I don't want to deal with it, incapacitating it.
Okay, so you're gonna make what's called a ranged attack, and we're gonna slow this
Yeah.
down just a little bit so we can kind of explain it so everybody understands it. So when
Roger
you
that.
make your first attack, it's gonna be either melee or ranged. You've chosen ranged, okay, and that's gonna be a control and security of a difficulty 2.
Okay.
So you're aiming for him, right? So again, I'll make a suggestion. You're out there, you're trying to communicate this with this thing, and you're trying to be peaceful to try and lure it, and
Right.
obviously not be in this situation.
Right.
You're obviously maintaining composure.
Right.
I would say because of that, you could use your composure focus if you like.
Yeah. So I'm using focus. Check.
Yes. So you'll do a control plus
Right.
security at a difficulty 2.
Roger that.
And then you can click your focus.
Nice.
2 successes. Fantastic. So, Now what you need to do is on your character sheet, on the bottom right hand corner where your belongings are, you'll have your phaser. I think you have a type 2, right?
Yep, I'm rolling it
Okay.
now.
On the yeah, there you go. On the left is the little thing. You just roll. So you have 4 successes. There were 2 effects. I did forget to ask you. Going into this, you get a minor action and a standard action. And since we're kind of learning as we go,
Yeah.
what I'm kind of going backwards here a little bit. What would you like to do as your minor action? So I think you were away when I was talking with the others about what you can do with your phaser when it comes to minor actions. And the top 2, if you didn't do anything like drop or prone or draw an item or move, the 2 you really want to look at or focus on using are either aim, which allows you to re-roll a single dice, or prepare. And what prepare does, it allows you to use the phaser's qualities. So a phaser has a charge quality, and that gets activated when you roll effects on your damage.
Okay, that makes sense. So in this case, I would prepare because I want to take this thing out.
Okay, perfect. So you have
At least stun it. Stun
you
it,
have
that
4
is.
choices. Yeah, you have 4 choices because your phaser has the quality charge.
Okay.
You can either do area, which is basically anybody within reach takes the same amount of damage. The guy that's next to this one with the phaser itself, he's not going to be within reach.
10
So
feet.
you probably won't want to do that. Intense
Sure.
is going to help them avoid an injury. You didn't roll enough damage to have an injury. Piercing goes through resistance or armor, and then or like if they're behind the runabout, and then vicious inflicts additional damage
We'll do
per
vicious.
each effect. So we're going to do
We'll do
vicious. Okay,
And this
so
is for stun, right? So like this is
Yeah.
still stun
yeah,
damage. Okay,
yeah,
I just want to make sure it's,
it's
not lethal.
in the game.
Yeah.
It's considered non-lethal.
It just sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Overcharged vicious phaser. It's done. Don't worry.
So you have 2 effects. Do you want to do it twice?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So yeah, it'll be for both. So that's going to give you 6 on this creature. That takes him down to a little bit. And because it is actually more than 5, he does sustain an injury. But since it's stun, he's just going to be stunned at this point. So
Okay.
he was stunned. Okay.
Sweet.
So after you did that, the Neanderthal on the right. Oh, well, sorry. You tell me what you're doing.
Sure. So yeah. So it does it's angry. It shoots the phaser. I pull mine out, stun him, and then I stun him, and then I'm going to actually try to press and try to get that phaser. So I don't know how far I can move, but as far as I can move to get that phaser.
You can't move yet because that's your attack is considered the standard action that you took. So
Oh, okay. So there's no
it's-
you don't move and shoot like the other ones. You just shoot or move. Is that
no, you can move with your minor action, but your minor
Right,
action
but
you
I-
use to prepare.
yeah? Sounds
Oh,
good
yeah.
to me. No, that's
Okay.
good. Mhm.
So yeah, once you shoot him, he just kind of falls limp, and that phaser it does fall out of his hands and kind of just tumbles in front of him. That does stop the Neanderthal to his left, and he's just kind of like, what was that? You know, if Neanderthals could speak, that's what he's saying. He doesn't understand. The other 2, they really haven't been phased by the phaser fire. So it's now going to be my turn, and this human, this Neanderthal right here, he is gonna move. So let's see here. He's gonna move anywhere within medium range. So we're gonna move him up. And he's gonna move up. And once he moves up, he kind of sets himself up to, he kind of gets himself into a guard. So he's in a bit of a defensive position. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he knows he's going at you, and he's actually being cautious in a way, especially after his fellow partner just got phasered. So now we're back to you guys.
I'll go ahead and attempt to stun that one that's coming towards us.
Absolutely. If those other two don't aggress, we don't have to engage. We can just feed them food. Hey, we didn't just shoot your buddies. It's cool.
And I'll, since my security sucks, I'll use my minor to aim. Sound good?
Yeah, sorry. So you said your minor action was going to be what?
Aim.
Okay.
And that's control and security, right?
Yes, for ranged, it's going to be control and security difficulty 2.
Is that the complication range?
No, so when you have your sheet up, I'll bring it up here too so I can look at it as I'm talking to you. So you have control selected and you have security selected, right?
Yes.
And you've clicked perform task.
Yes.
You're not using a focus, you're not using determination. Your complication range is going to be 1. We haven't reached any point where you guys are going to change that yet. And the number of dice pool is going to be default too. So everything's set as default, so you can go ahead and roll.
Okay, I don't have to put in the 2 for the difficulty, I guess. The other one, we had, okay.
So you shoot your phaser, but you completely miss.
And then I do get 1 reroll, yes, because of my aim.
Yes. So you can just, you load your sheet up, you click on perform task, same attribute and discipline, just change your number of dice to 1 instead of 2. And you can re-roll that. So you fire the phaser. Whatever the Neanderthal and his obnoxious movement as he creeps towards you, you get pretty close, but you miss him. He's able to dodge that. He doesn't know how he dodged it, but he dodged it. Oh, thanks, Tabletop Tony. What a guy. What a guy.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. All right. So it's going to be my turn now. Actually, you go ahead and describe what happens, Hades.
Alright, so after the commander disables the first one and the other one comes reeling, Kulat takes a second to aim down sight and he focuses, but shooting's never been his forte, and he goes just off center and misses. If he's frustrated, he doesn't show it, as he shows, no emotion ever, but he just is still aiming.
Okay. And now it is on to me. Human 1 is going to go, and he is also going to move up 25 feet. And he also is going into a bit of a guard stance. Back to you guys. Who shall be next?
Well, with this a creature coming towards me like this, I suppose I should also set my phaser to stun and give it a shot.
Okay.
Alright.
Would you like me to walk you through it, sir?
It's security and control, right?
Yes. Control and security, it'll be difficulty 2. And again, if you would like, I would assume that you are well maintained or keeping your composure at this point, so you can use that focus if you like.
Right. Yeah, why not? Give that a go.
Oh, sorry. I did forget to ask first, before you take your shot, what your minor action is going to be.
It was a charge.
Okay, so prepare. Prepare is what you'll want to do. Okay, so you have one success. You also just miss him as he comes grumbling towards you or loping towards you. And your buddy to the left is... So go ahead and describe to me what happened here.
Yeah, so this thing comes at me and I look down my sights and it flies left a little bit. And I kind of give a sigh of relief because I don't like doing this.
Awesome.
That's it for me.
Oh, you're muted, GM. No, we can't hear you.
There. How's that?
Perfect. Lovely.
Perfect. All right. Lovely. Lovely. So he is going to start moving towards you. And there's that. But he sees the shot. And it actually gets pretty close to him. So that seems to have kind of angered him in a way. And as he starts to move forward, then he also starts to sprint. So let's see, that's going to be fitness, security. Oh. So, nothing to see here, just a threat going up, that's all. So, with this, he charges forward. So, it's basically, he used his minor action to move the medium range. Because he was successful in his sprint task or check, it allows him to, once again, move anywhere in medium range. So at this point, he is going to be right next to you, Lieutenant Commander. Maybe he just wants a hug. He's not within reach yet, though. And it is now your turn.
Okay, so I am gonna level out my phaser at him, and I think I'm gonna take an aim action, set it to stun, and fire away.
Okay. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
What would you like to do with that initial momentum?
I was just trying to find in the rules like what the momentum spends are.
So you can use
if
it
I
as...
can put that,
Sorry, go
if
ahead.
I can put it towards stunning him quicker, that's what I would want.
The best choice, obviously, would be bonus damage at this point.
Okay, and
Because it's stunning.
damage isn't like lethal. It can still be non-lethal.
Yes, yeah. So when you go to fire the phaser, you declare whether it's lethal or non-lethal. I understand you're saying stun, so I know that's non-lethal. Basically, if that shot takes him down but it doesn't hurt him, he's obviously not dead. If you decide you're going to take your next shot as lethal and that takes him all the way down, then it kills him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So as long as you're declaring lethal or non-lethal or stun or set to kill, at that point where his stress takes him down to 0, then it'll be based on what you've declared for that turn.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll put all the momentum into damage.
Okay. So, see here. So that is going to be that. So then, for you, Lieutenant Commander, on the bottom right-hand corner under your belongings, you'll see your phaser and the sword and shield. You just click that, and it'll automatically take into effect your security rating. All right. So 4 successes, and there's an effect. So that'll be 5.
Would I add more dice because of the momentum, or are you
No,
just accounting for that?
it just for that it's just going to be it just increases 1+1 for each momentum spent.
Okay.
So that's going to be 5. Effects don't really do anything for you because you on your phaser is charged and you didn't prepare for that with your minor. You used aim instead, and that basically that stuns him. So go ahead and tell me what happens. He's gonna drop and slide basically right into you. But you tell me
Alright.
what happens.
Yeah, he comes just running and sprinting right past that other feral human, and I can see he's heading right towards me. So I just pull out straight from the hip, shoot off my phaser beam, and it stuns it and slides right into my feet.
Okay, and
Nice.
we're back up. Everybody has taken their turns. What is next? Who's going first?
so-
now?
Junior grade techs.
Back in our circle now.
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, the tokens are messed up again. Commander Kulat, I need to help Lieutenant Grax. Keep away from these beasts. They don't seem to be too quick at the moment. And I'm gonna push back and head towards, use my minor action to move towards Sev. See the feral human he just shot at. It's down, right? He just stunned him.
Yes.
So, in that case, I will take a pot shot at this feral human here.
Okay.
So, since I already used my minor action, this is just a regular thing. I am going to
Yep.
use my composure and focus, if that's okay.
Yep, that is fine.
Sure.
You are maintaining your composure while under fire. A cool, collected commander.
And I can re-roll, right? Is that how that works?
No, you have to aim. That would be your minor action.
Aim.
Yep.
Okay, so then I do shoot it wide.
You do shoot wide. So tell me what happens.
I run past Commander Kulat, getting ready to stun this feral human, and he's already down. I look at Lieutenant Grax and kind of give him like a affirmative, hell yeah, I didn't expect that to happen, and then take a shot at this other human that I see approaching. And because of my almost, I don't want to say hesitation, but I was too quick about it, I shot a little too far wide.
Okay. And that'll be my turn. And when you do shoot at it, you do shoot wide, but it's close enough to pretty much brush the tattered uniform of this thing, okay? And with that, he kind of stops in his tracks and reassesses what's going on, and he says, "Nope, fuck this, I'm out." So he starts to beeline to the to the
What a
woods.
small brain monkey. Actually, that's a big brain move, honestly, though.
All right, and next,
I'll take another shot at this one close to me.
okay,
I'm
How
gonna
about you?
aim again. Do a knee aim again.
you're gonna do a knee aim.
And I'm gonna use my physics focus and use physics to know
Physically
that
shoot him.
my laser, I know the physics of lasers, and it's gonna phaser him.
That just wasn't articulated well enough. Sorry, it won't work. You miss him, sir.
You gotta reroll.
Got my reroll yet? I got my.
Calm down, Admiral.
I'm excited. I'm
You
excited.
still have a fucking chance. Calm down.
I'll be promotions.
He's like, I'm gonna kill PC first combat encounter. I can't wait. Nice.
Thanks for 2.
Oh, there it is. So you are successful. See, I lied. You caught me in a lie. Sorry.
I did catch you.
These admiral things, okay? So
You
yes,
ran
you do hit him. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Number of dice is 4.
Yeah, it automatically takes into effect the phaser in your security rating, so. You have 2 hits. 2 hits on Mr. Farrell. So. Okay. And his turn. Oh, actually, tell me what's going on. What happened? Tell me about your physics aim.
After missing, I summon the power of physics. Nah, I'm still aiming, and I, pew, and I hit him. He did center mass.
How did the sound of your phaser go?
My phaser goes, pew.
Like that?
Yeah, it sounds the same to me. You just recorded me, right?
Yeah. I wanted to get it, so it was perfect. So it hits him, and he stops where he's at, and he doesn't know what happened, and it looked like it pissed him off. So now he's charging in towards you.
Not good.
It's good. Everything's good. It's all good.
So he charges in next to you, and he's actually going to, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, attack you, Neanderthal punch you, take a good swing at your face.
Neander punch.
Neander punch. And so for melee, that's going to be a daring and security difficulty 1. You too, Mr. Commander Kulat, you have to roll a daring and security as well. Okay? And yours is difficulty 1 also.
I get 2 dice still.
Yes. Yeah, it's automatic.
Oh, I'm so.
Good job. Good job. And don't. Huh.
I clench my abs.
Hey, I did say run. You shot. So.
Okay. So, let's
We'll kick
see. Let's see what I can do here. He doesn't have
This
any.
is terrible.
He
I don't like that. He succeeded every dice.
doesn't have any really special
So-
effects with his dirty fists that he strikes you with. Maybe you catch an infection. I don't know. That's going to be up to the doctor. See if he finds anything. But he is able to basically run up to you and strike you in a fashion that knocks you back, but you're still standing. So if you could take 4 stress away from yourself there, Commander.
You said 4?
4, yeah. So if you open up your sheet, yeah, you got it. They're all red. Red, as long as it changed color. Yeah. Did you do that? Did you change it, or was it already like that?
Yeah, I was at 9.
Okay.
Should I not have been?
No. I just want to make sure because I had loaded it up right after yours to help just in case. So it's up to somebody else now to take a turn.
Now, do we have to? Now, I guess I should ask this: does the medical officer and the bridge commander do they have to take a turn, or is it just we pick anyone that goes? How does that work? You know what I'm saying?
It's
There
you
is
pick
a
somebody.
pass.
Yeah, there is the
Yeah.
ability to pass, but no, everybody has to go before somebody else can go again.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, I
think.
don't want to.
Let me make sure that let me read the rule on pass.
Right, I don't want to make my poor goat herder over here have to shoot again.
Do you remember where you saw that, Haitian?
Was it like a minor action or something?
It is.
Oh yeah, no, it's a standard action. So the player chooses not to attempt a task. If the player takes no minor actions this turn, then the character does not count as having taken a turn, and then may act later in the round.
Yeah,
So everybody still has to go first before you can go again.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
No, that's
So-
fine. My little ears perk up, and I hear Commander Kulat being attacked from behind, and I turn around in a little prancing motion as Grazerites sometimes do, and I shoot another stun my minor action is aim.
Okay. And that is fine. Just let's hope you don't roll any complications.
And to flesh that out a little more, what he hears specifically is, "Ooh!"
And I suppose I'm keeping composure. I still get that focus.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that re-roll, sir. Since you
Yeah.
said you were aiming.
Hey, let's get the unlucky rolls out of the way now. That's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Across
yeah.
the board. That's fine. Except for Seth. He's going to roll great either way. Nice.
Good job. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yes. 1 second.
Remember where? There you go. Oh. Well. Your effects don't do anything because you aimed and didn't prepare. But
Yep.
that's 6. So after this creature strikes your commander, you're able to stun it. So tell me what happens.
Right, so, like I said, ears perk up, turn around, aim for the shot, and I take it, and before the laser even hits, I know that I've hit my target, and I wince a little bit and let it happen.
Nice.
Fantastic. Good job. So we are out of combat.
Right.
Give me
Right
one
when he
sec-
hits the deck, my phaser goes off, hitting where he was standing.
Did that last one get away into the woods?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it did.
sorry. He did. Yes, he is gone.
Okay.
Stand down, Commander
He's
Luwat.
alerting the others.
Luwat. Fuck.
So, you guys.
Commander, are you injured? Sorry, I keep
Nope.
running over you.
Keep going. No, you're fine.
Sure.
You're out of combat, so do your thing.
Yep, so I'm going to approach the commander. Commander, are you injured? And kind of tug along the lieutenant behind me. Yep. Are you injured? I don't know. What does he look
I mean,
like?
how much damage did I take? That's stress.
So that's considered stress, yes.
And
Well,
what
he
when
took
you-
4. He basically took a good shot to the chest.
But like, so that's almost half of my stress. What happens when you lose all your stress? You pass out, or
Yeah, you if you take 5 or more, you get an injury. Or sorry, when you lose your stress, you basically are injured at that point, and if you're not healed up, you die. But and that's at the end of the scene. You aren't at that point yet. So you take a good shot to the shoulder or the chest, you know. But
Which one was it?
it's gonna be the chest. He kind of came in and chucked in with a shoulder, with a elbow strike.
Right, Lieutenant. Take care of Kuwat. I'm gonna apprehend this other one over here.
All right, so I'm going to. I think I do the first aid action basically to do this, which is daring plus medicine, or would it be something else?
It'll be reason plus medicine with a
Okay.
difficulty of 1.
Okay, so I pull out a scanner and start. Maybe I'm a medical scanner on me. I start looking over the area of the injury to make sure there's not any sort of contaminants or foreign bodies that are in the wound. Assess and apply any first aid that I can.
Okay.
So reason and medicine.
It's a difficulty 1, and also, hey, don't forget to take a look at your focuses and see if any of them
Yeah, so
are applicable.
Emergency medicine, or I have triage, and I'm not 100% sure exactly how that applies to medicine.
triage?
triage?
Is more categorizing severity.
Signing.
So more of
degree
assessing. Okay, gotcha. Then I guess would emergency medicine apply?
Yeah, you can do that.
Make sure to like whisper sweet nothings. I want you to role play it all out. What do you lecture him, or do you just like take care of
No,
what you do?
I work quietly. Yeah, because apparently something is very wrong.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you misread your tricorder. Maybe there's
He
just
just threw me a blood clot.
something in the atmosphere is maybe giving you different problems with your tricorder reading and the ability to heal him on the spot. So, let's see here, 1 second. So, Stev, I sent you a message on Discord.
Okay. All right. Commander Kulat, I apologize. There seemed to be something wrong with my equipment. Maybe it was damaged in the crash. That there may be some lasting effects from this injury till we get to better medical equipment.
And at this point, I probably have apprehended the human, grabbed the phaser, and I'm kind of hauling him over to our shuttle.
Okay. Since he had that complication, Kulat, any task at this point until you receive proper treatment, which is probably a medical bay at this point, you're going to add one. We're going to have one difficulty to all your tasks. Spider Queen, yay! Somebody beam her down. We need extra troops on the ground here. Thank you for this
I'd rather
subscription.
beam her up.
Beam her up.
Oh,
Giggity go. Yeah.
So
So
when he's treating me, I'm just kind of standing there, let him do his work, and all of a sudden I kind of suck wind. He says what he says, and I just say, understood. What's his lieutenant, junior grade? And then since there's nothing else to really be done for me at this point, I would take my tricorder and start assessing the damage to the ship.
to the ship. Okay. So if you would like to figure out what is wrong with the ship, you have two choices here: reason and science, or reason and engineering.
I would say I do have a tricorder, right?
Yeah, everybody has standard tricorders. Your medic or your lieutenant junior grade, Grax, he's got a medical tricorder.
sorry, I meant to read it.
I would say, yeah, if you'll allow it, science, since I'm using the tricorder to assess the damage,
Okay.
and maybe this doesn't count as it because we're not on the ship, but I'd say my. Oh wait, that was my talent. Never mind.
Ancient technology. This thing's like 20 years old. Okay, it's old.
It works good.
Warp engines?
It works good for you.
No, there's no warp engines on this thing. Fuck.
Do you have any questions that I can help with, Hades?
Sorry, I was thinking about using my talent, but I'm not using the ship's computer. But I will use my conscious science if nobody has an issue with me using one of the momentums.
Take it.
That
So,
would be
What does that do?
Probably-
Gives you
Probably
whenever
not
you
faster.
attempt a task with that discipline, you buy one or more d20s by spending a momentum. You may re-roll a single d20.
Nice. Oh, you can also re-roll. That's cool.
oh nice.
Well, would I
Okay.
have to use that ahead of time, or would I spend that after the fact?
You're declaring it. So are you talking about using the momentum?
Yeah, because I
Um,
have to spend momentum.
You talking about to add another dice roll?
You
Right.
attempt a
Or
task
you-
with the by one or by spending. You may re-roll. Oh, I
So
would be buying an extra die, and I would get to re-roll it.
Correct.
So
If
yeah,
you
I'll
want-
spend a momentum and I'll buy.
Since
the
you're
extra
using
die.
science, yeah. This requires science, and obviously that's what you're going to be rolling. So
Yes, and I'm doing that just because I have the extra difficulty right now.
okay.
So do I have to mark the talent in any kind of way when I roll?
No, you're not using determination. Your complication range is going to stay the same. So, you're basically what you're doing is you're buying an extra
Just adding
d20.
power.
So you're gonna roll 3 dice instead of 2. Does that sounds right to me? Does it sound right to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So yes, you are successful, sir. Let's see.
So he would get a momentum here, but because he's -1 because of his injury, we're not, right? I just want to talk it out, make sure it's
Say that again for me.
Well, I did spend the momentum for an extra die, but I would be able
Right.
to re-roll one of these two if I wanted to. But I got 3 successes, so
right. But sorry, I thought because of his injury, he was his difficulty
Yeah,
was 1 harder, right?
yes. Mhm.
So yeah, no.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry. It's a difficulty of 1. So you're gonna get 2
Oh.
for that. Sorry, that is my fault. I didn't even tell you difficulty. So you get 1 momentum with that. You can bank it. You can put it back. You'd use it for other situations.
Yeah, I'll rebank it.
Oh yeah, refund, tax refund, baby.
Okay. So while Commander Kulat is doing that, I've sent you a message, sir. What's everybody else doing?
I grabbed that human, just drag it back. Everything looks normal. Looks like a science. Does this look like it was? Sorry, does this look like it was fitted onto this thing? Like, was it like torn off, somebody else put on, or is this like well fitted, just dirty and maybe some little bit of ragged? You know what I'm trying to say here? Did they transform in these while still in uniform, or did they, you know?
So to find that out, basically, I think what we're gonna say is you can either do reason in science or reason in medicine, because I assume you're gonna be like using your tricorder to find out about this creature. Is that what
So-
you're doing, or is it just more about the clothes at this point?
Pretty well. So a little bit of both. So in that case, Lieutenant, get over here and check out this creature for me. By the looks of it, I would almost think these things perhaps grew into these uniforms. I hate to say that, but I hate to think this is our actual team that we're supposed to be grabbing. But can you just take a closer look? And basically, I want him to do the reason and medicine check on determining the physiology of this thing and the insight of like, okay, do these uniforms look stolen from another person, or did they just, transform while still in them?
Neanderthal, they felt like they didn't want to be naked crawling around, so they ganked these from supply.
Yeah, they just took them on. They were like, well, "This looks great,"
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, Lieutenant Grax, you got 2 choices: reason in science or reason in medicine, and a difficulty of 2.
It'd be the same skill either way. I'm going to do reason, science, and I have xenobiology.
Okay.
Do you think that applies for a focus?
Yeah, I mean, it's xenobiology is what other species, other races. I would assume that how you're looking at this creature would be the same way that you might be trying to analyze another creature you've never seen before.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'd be cool with that. I'd be good with that.
While he's rolling, I walk over to Lieutenant Commander Tak Thrall. I put an arm on his shoulder. Maybe he's a little spritzy. Hey, you did an excellent work out there today. These creatures will not be harmed in any way, and I can promise you.
Oh, I was sure of that from the start, Commander. Thank you for your words of affirmation, and I'll be sure to start working on this thing and get it back in the sky in no time.
I trust you, Tak Thrall. Thank you. I don't know. And then I'm checking with the Betazoid.
So what do I find, Admiral?
Your Discord lets you know, but you do
Oh, I
have a
see.
momentum. So do you want to bank that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna bank that for now, I think. Is it like Conan was, where we just lose 1 at the end of each scene, or is it like completely wiped?
No, it stays with you.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm there with my tricorder scanning over some of these feral humans, and when the commander walks up, I turn to him and say, "These creatures, they have a genetic makeup of humans, but if I'm reading this correctly, there's something that's caused their genes to revert to their evolutionary ancestors. They're de-evolving at a rapid rate. Hang on, let me check something here. Admiral, can I tell if they are continuing to de-evolve?
Yes, you can, and yes, they are. Or actually, yes, you can, and no. These creatures seem to have reached a stable point within their system or their body.
Okay. No, they seem to be stable now, Commander. I'll begin assessing their medical condition now, and perhaps there's some way with a full medical bay to reverse this.
Thank you, Lieutenant Grax.
But I would like to make sure that they're all in good condition, I guess. I'm not gonna,
right?
That they're just knocked out and that's it.
Yeah, they're stunned. They aren't going to be waking up for a long time.
Okay.
So, Commander Kulat, can we get a damage report? What's it look like?
Commander Katie, there is a significant amount of damage. The nacelles in particular have sustained quite a bit of damage. It would prevent us from going to warp or, in fact, even flying the shuttle at this time. Though it is repairable, we'll need to find the science outpost on this planet if we're going to have any hopes of making those repairs. Additionally, I did check into the distress beacon, and it would not be operable at this time, nor would any subspace communication.
Affirmative. Thank you for your report, Kulat. And then once just to do this again, get it like an inch closer, and just say, you performed well out there. I know shooting a phaser is not your strong suit, but I appreciate you being here and being ready to engage when necessary.
Commander, I believe I see something. Hold on a moment. I peer into the foliage.
I want you to roll a control and command with a difficulty of 2. Okay, so you believe you see something in the tree, but you maintain composure as you actually glance towards that tree and realize it's just the brush moving.
Kulat, I don't see anything. What? Are you seeing something that my eyes aren't able to? What do your Vulcan eyes see? What do your Vulcan eyes see?
Disregard, Commander. I thought I saw something, but it appears to just be the trees.
Roger that. I almost called you Betazoid. Lieutenant Grax, could you...
Yo, Beta,
perhaps...
over here.
Yo, Beta bit! Lieutenant Grax, could you have a physiological assessment of the crew here? I want to make sure that we're in tip-top shape and not affected by perhaps any natural phenomena causing us to perhaps become like these poor unfortunate souls. Are you deaf? I'm just kidding.
I was messaging the Admiral to see if I can sense anything around me right now.
Fair
Other than those right by us.
No. All you sense is like, it's basically emptiness. You're in the woods. The only people you are sensing are the 3 crewmates that you have with you.
Okay. Yeah, Commander, I don't seem to sense anyone else around us at the moment. These de-evolved science crew members, they should be safe and stable for now.
Very well, thank you. Could you get should you take a blood sample or some sort of, I don't know how the medical team handles it, but just make sure that's not happening to us.
A fecal sample is always warranted.
Oh no, Vulcan, please no. Different
It
color.
comes out green. It comes out
down
green.
to poop.
Yes,
I'm
that is a good point. Let me see if I can triangulate exactly what genome is causing this within these the science crew here. And I start, pressing away buttons on my tricorder, trying to see if I can find out if we're being affected at all by this.
So, reason in science or reason in medicine, difficulty 2.
And
Infectious diseases focus, would that apply?
Um,
yeah, is it an active
actually-
phenomenon?
actually, yeah, it would. Sure.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I did not want you to say yes.
I
It's a virus.
mean, who's to say it's a virus?
Could be.
I'll spend the momentum on any additional information.
Okay, so it'll be easier for me to just say this. So as you're scanning each of an individual crewmate, you're starting to pick up signs from each crewmate, basically the same structure or the same de-evolution of the DNA that you detected in these guys in strong amounts is showing up in trace amounts in others. And each person or each crew member, they're different amounts. So it might be affecting one person a little more than another. But yes, you have all started to feel the de-evolution process as well. And you also learn with your momentum that it's actually being caused from the ion storm. Something in the ion storm is mixing with the planetary atmosphere or the flora and fauna. Something is causing it to do that.
Okay. So I slowly look up from my tricorder and around to the team. I have bad news. We've already begun to de-evolve. It seemed to be something in the ion storm, maybe mixing with the flora and fauna. It's unclear the exact root cause right now, but we may have a timer on this planet.
Very well. Do what you can to see if you can either isolate or find some sort of a way to slow this process down, although you have limited lab equipment, and I understand that. Take what you can from these bodies. We can't get this ship running. Where's the location of the base? We need to get moving. Tacthrol?
So-
Maybe Tacthrol?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I just...
I was fixing. I don't know why I didn't say. Oh, I didn't save because I did it backwards. 1 second, I'll fix your stuff.
I lick my finger, put it up in the air. Where's the wind blowing?
Yeah. So basically, let's see. So you're looking for the science station. So with your finger in the air atmosphere, and after the fecal sample that you just gave the medical officer.
Good.
You can see that the science station is off in a distance about a few kilometers out. It's sitting on a rocky bluff. The terrain between that is going to be rough. It's going to be rocky. Just like any alien planet, you've got trees, you've got flowers, brush, flora, fauna. It's all different. It's weird. It's obviously just not things you've seen before in its manner and the way it works. However, as your chief medical officer mentioned, in the distance, you actually hear some major lightning cracks and crackling that seems to maybe even be moving your direction.
Commander, if I could suggest, we may want to secure these others before we press on.
Of course, we don't want them getting away like the last one. Speaking of that, if we might need to take a look inside, see if we can find him as well. Apprehend these. I'm gonna start grabbing them. And what do we have to apprehend? Actually, do we have cuffs or anything? Or?
You talking about like tying them up, kind of, or securing
Yeah,
them?
pretty much securing them so they can't move.
You could probably find some rope inside the inside the runabout, enough to tie their hands or feet together.
Sure.
Each one.
Yep, that, and I want to, as weird as it sounds, I kind of want to put something in their mouth so they can't chew out, like chew their rope away, gag them a little bit.
Okay, so I guess you could fashion that from their torn uniforms that they're wearing.
Oh no, yeah, sure. Sorry, we can't have you getting away.
You
For your own
fashion that with a couple of regulation ball gags that are required on every shuttle.
Federation stamp right in the front of it.
Hmm.
So we ball gag them, we toss them in back, and then we hit the road, Jack.
Okay. Do you secure the back or do you leave it open?
Shut it. Yeah, secure.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So now, what would you like to do?
As we move on, I'd be paying attention to where I thought I saw movement in the trees.
Okay. Anything else before you guys head out?
Maybe if we can get a read on where this other one went. On the way back up, did it go towards the science place or away from it?
No, it headed away. It headed in a direction that you would not take to get to the station.
Okay. Then we'll press on to the station for now.
Grab
Okay.
rations before we go.
Yeah, whatever we need to survive on the journey.
Okay. As you guys are out, do you have your, as you start to walk, I should say, do you have your tricorders out? Do you have your phasers out? Are you just walking, smelling the flowers? What are you doing?
Honestly, there's no. I trust the Betazoid. Phasers away. I imagine we have our tricorders out.
Okay.
I don't think we're threatened by anything here, until the Betazoid's like, hey, I feel like anger. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I'd be monitoring the ion storm or any anomalous readings.
If the commander would so choose, I would make sure to stake myself out a few yards ahead of everyone else. As Grazerites have been known to be able to traverse difficult terrain, I want to make sure no one breaks an ankle out here. Also, I'll be feeling my horns, making sure there's no large pressure changes or vibrational changes on the way through.
nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you
All
for
right.
the initiative, Tacthrall.
Yeah.
Did
Sorry, go ahead.
did we are we carrying the science team with us that de-evolved?
No, they're in the back of the shuttle. We locked them up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that part. Okay.
Anything else? Or are we trekking forward? Giggity.
Trekking forward.
Trekking
Giggity.
forward. All right. So let me put your characters in. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Fellowship. Right?
Ba, 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 ba.
Yes. So as you guys move along, it's really actually a pretty straightforward march. Why is the word leaving my head? What do you do when you're in the woods? What's it called?
March.
No.
Hike.
Hike. Thank you. God, I couldn't even. I was like, I can see the word. Why is it not coming to me? Yeah, there's really nothing, nothing going on. Nothing special happening. See here.
Are there any birds?
There are a few birds, as you can hear in the background.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say no. I'm just like, well, I hear them.
Are there any amphibians?
No amphibians. So you guys can start moving through the woods if you want to follow the path.
We're still on
land
the
sharks.
last map.
Are you? Oh, I gotta activate. That's right.
Now we're here.
Yay!
Commander? Looks like, I don't know what this is, some sort of creature. It has teeth marks in it and claws. Something's eating this thing. Some kind of predator.
Thank you, Tacthrall. Phaser's out. Set to stun. We don't want to get caught off guard here. I'll have my phaser out. Tacthrall, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to have that phaser out on stun, sir.
Lieutenant Commander, if you could make a control and command task roll for me, please.
Can the tricorder sort of like scan the area for the presence of any threatening animals?
Yes, you can. And Tac Thrall, if you want to use your focus on composure for this roll, you can.
Already.
And it's a difficulty 2.
And what role would that be?
Oh, control and command. So on your left under attribute, select control on the disc. There you go. And then make sure you click focus once you go. All right, 2 successes. So you, sir, you maintain your composure after you see that. Nothing seems. Everything seems normal to you. So, as you're walking along, who has their phasers out and who has their tricorders out?
Phaser.
So I wouldn't have my phaser out. I'd get my tricorder out, and I would lose my position at the front of the team and let them go on ahead of me. And if I needed to, I'd bust out my phaser for Overwatch. But for now, my recorder's out, and I'm now behind the team.
Given the fact that they're both one-handed objects, you guys can have them both out. That's fine. But if just keep in mind, if you get in combat, you're gonna have to put one away before you can do something.
Oh,
Fair
okay.
enough.
Then yeah, I have both out. I have this phaser in my right hand and my tricorder in my left hand. Speaking of, Commander Maricati, seems to be poison spores in the atmosphere somewhere around here. At least that's what this tricorder's saying.
Thank you, Lieutenant Commander. It looks like could possibly be some sort of fauna producing those spores. Just keep on a look. Let me know if the concentration rises to lethal levels in our area, toxic levels in our area.
Right.
So you're looking to avoid these spores?
No, we're gonna walk right in.
Oh, just wear your
Take a
mask.
big old huff.
Okay.
Just pretty mask.
Yeah,
How big are the spores? Are you gonna get through my mask?
They are. As you
Damn.
you guys are obviously trying to make quick time with the ion storm in the distance. Your tricorders are picking up the spores in the atmosphere. You can't accurately, as you're walking along, the tricorder spikes and it doesn't. It seems to get large amounts of readings on the poisonous spores. Sometimes it gets 0 amounts. You're not sure if this is due to the ion storm or maybe it's just the concentration in the area you're at. But to be able to work your way through the ground and avoid these spores, we're actually going to go into what the game calls is an extended task. So I'll kind of quickly explain it a little bit. The book likes to explain it like like combat, but not against an NPC, but a problem. So this extended task, and I'll tell you, you guys are all scientists, so you would know what you got to do to figure your way out in terms of finding these spores, figuring out where they are, and maybe even trying to detect a path to get through. Okay, so the way that extended tasks work is it's going to have a base difficulty of 2. Okay, and you're going to have 3 chances to try and accomplish this task. So every time you roll, it's going to be a difficulty of 2. Now, with that, you have what's called a work track of 10. So every time you roll that task, depending on what you roll, from there you roll some challenge dice. Whatever you roll on that challenge dice takes away from the work track. Okay, The idea is to get the work track down to 0. Once you reach 0, any successful task after that is considered what is a breakthrough. So you have to achieve 3 breakthroughs because the what they call in the book is this task is a magnitude of 3. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you. This took me like 8,000 reads to kind of really get a good working knowledge on it. And I'll help you work through this. But also, as you're doing your tasks, if you're successful and you roll your challenge dice and you roll basically above 5, you do achieve a breakthrough. Momentum gets you special things. Complications causes things. So the idea here is that you're trying to maintain a decent pace to get through this forest to beat the ion storm. With that, while you're doing that, you guys are basically scanning the vegetation to find out where these spores or these poisonous spores are, so you can find the best route to get there without this having any medical effects to you. Because of the amount of ground you guys need to cover, it's going to be difficult for one person just to evaluate everything. So it's best to kind of spread the workload. If you don't, the person that keeps doing the tasks, it's going to be increased by
Harder.
a difficulty of 1. Yeah. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
the default for this task is going to be reason and science. So we can walk through the extended task together. They are kind of awkward at first to get to understand, to really see what you're doing or why you're doing it. But as you start to see how it affects in the play, it's not as bad as you think. It's just more of several things are happening to meet an end goal. And it's not just a basic one task. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
That makes sense.
this default for this task is reason and science. Who would you like to go first, or who would you
So-
like to roll?
I'm pretty
There's a lot
strong in
cracks,
both
yeah.
of those.
Yeah, you guys should definitely share this. If you need to, if we need, depending on what happens, if we need to pass it on, I think, yeah, I would be the next one.
Okay.
So I detected the same thing as he spoke it aloud to the group.
Mhm.
So I'd say while he was telling everybody else what was going on, I jumped right into, and maybe I'm approaching this the wrong way, but I'd say my first thought is to focus on the concentration of it. So that would be the first thing I start analyzing with my tricorder.
Okay. So again, the basic default task for this is reason and science. All right. Whoops. Read that. Okay, so you're successful on starting on that task. So now what we need to do is load up your player sheet, and then you're going to go to perform a challenge. So this is going to ask you how many number of dice you want in your pool. We're going to start out with 2, and you used science as your discipline, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be a total of 7 dice you're going to roll.
That's a lot of dices.
That is a lot of dices.
Go ahead and roll.
Go ahead and roll.
Haha!
Okay, so there'll be a couple things we can do here because that's a good roll. It's a really good roll.
It is.
All right, so with extended tasks and momentum, you're basically you'll be able to use it as counting as additional work to your taking away of the work track. There's no resistance for this, so you don't need to worry about piercing. And if you want, you could re-roll the work. Before you make a decision, though, because you rolled a 7, That takes your work track from 10 down to 3. Okay. So as you can see, so the work track is based on your challenge roll, right? So because you rolled 7, it takes it down to 3. But also, because you rolled more than 5, it's counted as what's called a breakthrough, right? So you're really well into figuring out or solving this issue for the crew. So we'll start with that. And if you like, because of the fact that you had a breakthrough and because you have momentum on this, you can do how many momentums did you have?
We have 4 total.
Or sorry, not momentum. Sorry, effects. I'm thinking of effects, not
It
momentum.
says 3 effects.
Yeah, so you have 3 effects. Because you achieved a breakthrough, you son of a bitch. You can use one or more effect to roll. You can use one of those effects for an additional breakthrough. So basically, you could use it for 2 more breakthroughs. So a total of 3 if you want, which would completely finish this task. Son of a bitch.
Would you like me to just use it for the one additional?
No,
and then I'll
go
play-
ahead.
I'll
So
play out?
I'm gonna
Well, from what you've already given me, I've got some stuff to play out.
So if you would like to kind of extend this just a little bit so the others can kind of get an idea of how this works, you can use this towards progression. So you could use your effects towards the work track if you like. And this would allow everybody else, or at least one other person so far, to maybe roll and try and...
Yeah, we'll leave it so that somebody else still has to add to it.
Okay, so your work track has been met. You've, with those 3 effects, that takes your work up to 10 because of the 7 you rolled. Okay,
But we
so
need 2 more breakthroughs still.
yeah, so you go ahead and talk about what you've learned so far, and then we'll continue on to see who wants to go next.
So I'm scanning and I'm looking around, and or wait, you said we have the fold up little tricorder, not the recorder and little piece.
Yeah, the fold up. Yeah,
So I'm
TNG
scanning
era.
around and I'm looking at my results, but I'm running into a wall. I'm constantly running into a wall, and every time, like I get a blip of these spores here and there, but the problem is I'm not getting good readings. So I finally realized that this ion storm's giving me interference, right? So I start tracking the ion storm more, and finally I figure out a way to account for the interference from the ion storm. And once I do that, I program it into my tricorder and I start getting just better, more clear readings on these spores. And once I reach this point, I turn to the group and I explain my findings and I explain how to reset their tricorders so that they can also start getting these better readings and not be interfered with.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
So does someone then do a task? Take their turn to do a task?
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys were going to talk about stuff first, or we would go to the next person who may do some work.
Well, my thoughts is I would probably be trying to map out the geography of the area between here and the base we're heading to, and then maybe overlay that and combine it like a combined map of that with the spores that Kulat just found.
Okay. So with that, you can do control and security. Do that.
Okay.
So, sorry, these are all difficulty.
Oh, I was supposed to hit
Actually-
perform challenge, right?
No, you did it right.
Not yet. Okay.
Also, because your your Vulcan crewmate did so good on his work track and killed it and had a breakthrough, that actually brought your difficulty down to 1. So each breakthrough brings the difficulties down by 1 on the extended tasks. So you, sir, are successful. So you'll go to your perform challenge in your character sheet there. You're going to go 2 plus the discipline, and I believe you used security, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So number of dice would be my security's 1, so it's 3.
Correct. One, you still again, because your partner here did such a great job on his initial spot, it basically counts as as another breakthrough. So you have 1 spot left on this task. And there's your message. Anybody else? Well, I'll wait for him to process his data on his tricorder.
So with that, I'm able to I transmit to everyone's tricorders that which plants the poison is coming from, and able to use that successfully to start navigating through these woods.
Awesome.
So lastly, like you still have just a tad bit more to figure out. The problem is while he did figure that out, it's all over, and the ion storm is still making your tricorders not get 100% accuracy on the reading. So you still have one more you got to do.
So with that in mind, since they did it, I'm going to now take over and do my thing. So the tricorder is in and out, not responding, and very similar, very Starfleet-esque fashion. You know, I'm going to say like we're going to turn off, like I'm going to turn off the computer at times, right? Not trust 100%, and pick up what I can from the tricorder and use that to confirm any visual data, like just with my eyes, and use my experience of improvisation in Starfleet to navigate safely. So whatever role that needs to be, what, reason and science or something you said?
Yeah, for you it'll be reason and science, yes.
Okay.
And basically you just have to roll because both of your partners have reduced the difficulty with their breakthroughs.
I have a focus, team dynamics, as we were working really well together in a unit for a skill challenge. Can I use that focus?
You know what? Yeah, so yes you can, because you guys are, again, you guys are scientists.
Building off each other right now.
Yeah, you're relaying your information, you're talking about your discoveries and what you're seeing and what you're finding. So yeah, you know what? You can use that.
Okay, thank you. What a nice,
thank you.
nice person.
No, thank you. All right. So, my suggestion would be to simply bank that momentum.
Yep.
At this point.
Bank it. So if you don't need it to be overkill.
No.
Is what you're saying?
Yes.
No.
Well, it'll just go to waste because. This extended task has been completed, and you can finish this off, sir.
Okay, so I see this change in the ion storm. I confirm your data we're getting, but it's in and out. Science officers, recalibrate your tricoder for frequency 4221. It seems to isolate itself from the ion storm. And we are now should be able to detect the pollen versus the poison pollen now properly without interruption. Thank you for your data. We're able to pull this together here and keep us going forward safely. Confirm when you have your tricorder recalibrated, and we'll continue forward.
Confirmed, Commander.
Here's your confirmation.
Affirmative.
Okay,
All right.
so
I want to stay close, tighten it, back to back. We don't want anybody trailing too far away.
so you guys, with your efforts and your ability to use the tricorder and work together to figure out where these spores are and aren't, you all avoid getting poisoned at this point. So, because of your efforts, that keeps you all safe. Let's see here. So, maybe one thing here. Bring you all on. As you're moving through the woods. Okay, so you guys can head left or west, I should say.
Okay.
It's obvious again that that the march to this outpost is really no simple stroll. You guys continue to cover kilometers. The terrain between you guys is rough. It's rocky. Sometimes you have to go around awkward and strange flora, but you've made your way to this point. And in front
And
of
it's a
you,
big mountain.
no, that's not a mountain. That's a giant hole.
Oh, okay, inverted. Let's see. I just peer over the side, and then I lose my balance and fall in. See ya.
Yeah. So to be able to create the ravine look, I had to have it as wide as it is. But you guys do, as you get close to the station and you find no other way around this, you approach a deep but narrow ravine.
It's not 25, is what you're saying. It's not
It is
25
not
feet wide.
25, no.
Okay. Well, how wide is it? 5 feet? 10 feet?
It's probably about 10 to 15, depending on what point you cross at. If you're looking to cross, we can go from there. And then you also noticed, basically on the opposite side, that there's a large tree branch that if somebody should cross, they might be able to use it as a bridge.
Right. Well, the average human horizontal jump is around 7 to 7.65 feet. Therefore, we should be able to make most of us with a running start, a full-on jump across. If you doubt your physical prowess, speak now or forever hold your peace. I see you. I see your face.
So here's this. I'll tell you what you're gonna have to roll.
Wait
here.
until the branch is put back across.
Yeah, so you guys may want to take a look at your fitness and your security, because this is going to be a difficulty of 4.
Of 4. Oh wow.
Would I be able to use the phaser to shoot down one of these adjacent trees to push across?
None of the trees are close enough to, if they were to fall, it would.
You will roll it.
So
I mean, if you want to
So-
try that, yeah. It's up
at
to
the
you.
if you're not serious, but if you are, go ahead. But at the spots where it's the easiest jump, it's still 4 difficulty. You say
Yes, sir.
per person?
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
So don't forget, you guys do have 4 momentum that you can use. You can buy threat to get more momentum, should that, if you didn't have that much. So it's just kind of a, you do have, you probably have the ability to get across with the momentum you have.
Can we
Are there
help?
any vines in the area that we've seen?
No.
Okay.
Can we help the jumper by tossing him?
Toss me. But don't tell the elf.
Puts a foot on each of 2 hands and we catapult him.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do an assist, it'll be 1d20, but I'm only going to let one person do it, just because of the coordination that it would require 2 of you to do on top of the person running.
Mm-hmm. That and if we get somebody across, that other person could probably catch anybody coming through, or help out if anybody trips. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe. So this is fitness and security,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, so everyone sucks, except for me. So so
Yeah, I'm
So
a
who gets to do the jump?
I guess I'll do the jump first.
Okay.
Um, we're not
Like-
going to use the momentum on me because I think I can do it without it. We're going to definitely use the momentum on everyone else who has like 7 and 1. That's going to be everybody.
Well, don't forget, there's that downed log or tree branch on the other side. So
Right.
they might not have, like, if you, as long as you make it across, they might not have to use that momentum. Or you could buy momentum with some threat.
Right. That's a good point. Really, they just need to get me across, and maybe we can do something with that branch. So with that in mind, we might, because this is a 4 difficulty. So on 2 dice, you can't do it unless you get 2 1s, right? Like,
Yeah, and
So-
you don't have any special focuses like Olympic track
No.
star or something like that, or long
no.
jump.
Well,
You know what I mean?
just composure, but that's not really,
Use that
So
momentum.
yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. So I'm gonna use 2 momentum to get 4 dice total, just in case,
Okay.
and then hopefully we put some back, because I have to hit 13 on everything or
Would-
lower.
Did somebody want to try and give him an alley oop, maybe? Or you guys just gonna kind of?
I don't know how that's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna work. I can't visualize how you would help somebody run faster or jump farther away.
No, I mean,
Someone
neither
lays
do
on
I.
their back and puts
I mean-
their feet up, and he stands on their feet. And then
Uh-huh. or an acrobatics. Where's your acrobatics focus?
You guys are
We're
just gonna
acrobatics.
hold him like a bridge and rock him and just go.
I imagine I'm just
We'll
taking
get
a
ex-
really.
We'll get extra
long
dice if they
run.
want for the money,
Okay.
two for the show, right?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
can,
right.
you know,
'Cause that's how
give
it
him a pep talk, kind of like rub his shoulders before he gets
Ooh,
going.
Okay. And
Give me
yeah,
that
like
good vibes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There you go.
He calms his
You know,
brain.
All right.
I always
Well.
run faster. I always run faster after an orgasm.
Ooh. Ooh.
It seems backwards. I feel like we should get you sexually frustrated first and
Yeah,
tell
they-
you it's on the other side.
The reward is waiting for you.
All right,
I
team.
mean, this chasm does look inviting.
The quickest way across is going to be straight through. So, I guess I'm going to get across, and I'm going to use that branch to get you the rest of you through. This,
Okay.
for all intents and purposes, I could fall to my death here, and if I do, the command goes to Commander Kulat. It's been a pleasure serving with you. All right, so I'm gonna
Put my
get a
leg
good
out.
old, not look Razor, it's not looking. A good old head start here. I'm going to click perform task. Use my 2 momentum.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Good.
Okay. So. So what happens is you take off running, and you're running like Forrest Gump on a good day on the football field, right? And you just run and you take that leap, and no, you gracefully come down, and because of your inability to make it all the way across, you do make it, but you're holding on to the ledge. Okay, and you've lost your phaser, you've lost your
Oh, shit.
tricorder, but you are able to pull yourself up.
All right, well, we'll take it.
I shoot
All
him
right.
and assume command.
You shoot me off. Ah! Mutiny already. We are in our shuttle.
He's defenseless.
Commander, are you okay?
Physically, yes.
And mentally, I already know.
I need you to
You
use
already
your
know.
phaser on my trousers.
You already know. There's something approaching. I'm gonna get closer, lower to the ground, and I'm gonna try to grab the branch as much as I can to try to get it over, to shimmy it over, while still monitoring. If something starts coming,
So
if
first,
something comes at me, I'm gonna stop. Yeah.
roll a command and control.
Is this
control and
keep trying
command.
to keep composure? Is this trying to keep composure?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you can use your focus.
Of course. Woohoo!
Did you all
sir,
just see that? There's something in the ground.
Make the
Sorry.
make the same roll, sir. Sir Lieutenant,
Make the
junior grade. You
Oh.
put your momentum. I banked that for you, but you
Thank you.
maintain composure.
Love it.
So if you could make a control and command roll there, Lieutenant Grax.
Lieutenant Grax, can you hear me?
Control and sorry, I keep forgetting what my name is in this game. I'm still getting used to that.
It's okay.
I keep thinking that's a Turk's character for some reason.
Control and command.
Control and command.
Yes,
Gotcha.
sir.
Perform task. There we go.
He's deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yes.
You, sir, also maintain composure.
Awesome.
Yes. So now, Commander Maricotti, you're trying to move that wood, right, to make a bridge?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so basically,
That crevasse.
you're
Right, just
going to
Commander.
need either a fitness and security or a control and science, and the person on the opposite side is going to have to make the same roll: fitness and security or control and science. And both of your difficulties are going to both of your difficulties are going to be 3 to try and maneuver this giant
Okay.
log across this together, or
3.
you know what I mean, so
Oh
it
my
doesn't
gosh.
fall.
I can
Right.
do a control and science well, but I'd still probably want to use the momentums.
Great, and I would use the momentum too. So we'll both use the momentum. All right, I'm gonna roll mine with momentum. Is this team dynamics here? Does that apply?
Yeah,
Or-
it would.
Working together.
And we're both commanders, so we should get a bonus for that. We've both
Nice, I
been
got
to
mine.
commander school.
We both went to commander school together.
You muted, Jim.
Okay, sorry. So you, Commander Maricotti, are successful. Commander Kulat, you are not. But the momentum is going to even this out. However, while you're reaching out for this log, you're going to be dropping your tricorder into the ravine. But you were able to get the log across.
Good work there, Commander Kulat. Here.
What does living matter if you don't have a tricorder?
No. You'll do better with this than I will. Here. Take it. I'm going to give him my tricorder.
I take it and I put my hand on his shoulder. And make intense brotherly love eye contact.
Ooh.
Wow. Are you guys gonna kiss or get across the ravine?
I said brotherly. So only a peck on the cheek.
And?
goddammit.
So,
So.
So you guys are all going to cross?
yeah.
All
I'm
right,
trying to hold
so-
the log steady so it doesn't
Okay.
move, I guess. Yeah.
So the
Hold
three
it
of
steady
you,
on this end while those two go.
the 3 of you to cross are going to need to make a roll of control and security, difficulty 1.
You scared me for a second. I was waiting to see what difficulty
Does it-
was gonna be.
Does it help those two at all if I hold it steady on my end?
Yeah, so it would be a difficulty 0 for those 2 if you'd like to do that.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right. I will put that in there for you. So you 2 make it across. Let me see here. Yoink. Yoink.
And you
And now
You
you've
never
got a
dropped
cross.
the previous momentum though, so I think we'd be back at 3.
No, I did. I dropped it because you had
From Okay.
5 earlier, and now you have these 2. I think, right?
Well, I don't think you dropped it from when the commanders got their log across.
Oh, okay, all right. So there. Okay, so now you need to roll, sir, your command and security difficulty 1.
I'm gonna use one of those momentum. Just because.
You don't want to. You want to lose anything else?
Yeah, preferably not.
You saying your fitness is bad?
Listen, we don't want to.
I got a 1 and a 20. Jesus fuck.
All right.
Oh. Oh.
So here's what happens.
You got it.
As you're
I get across.
crossing, you find a bit. You find a bit of moss on this log, and you split the uprights. Right, you come straight down, and you're able to grab onto that log, but the tricorder that Turg just gave you plummets to the deep dark.
What? Can you imagine? There's 2 tricorders. 2.
Damage to my Vulcan nuts.
Yeah, seriously.
These nuts.
You've like forsaken your family. You can't go back now.
All of my mastery over my emotions is gone, and I just cry as I let go of the log and fall into the crevasse.
Session 1 character arc complete.
You'll be okay.
Just
So, so after that, I guess what happens?
Are you okay over there, Commander? Get over here.
affirmative. My apologies. Should have let you hold on to that until we crossed.
No, you're fine. Just shimmy over here. Get over here.
I shimmy across.
Okay. So once you guys make it all across, basically on the other side you can see the science station. Okay, so as you approach it, along the exterior, you guys see some heavy damage, mostly dents and puncture marks, just kind of cover the entire surface. There are a few spots of phaser fire. So at this point, I assume you guys are all going in.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I would
So-
try and can we like scan for any life forms,
No.
anything living?
Yeah, with your
No.
tricorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do reason and science, difficulty 1.
While he's doing
The
that,
only one with a tricorder left.
yeah. While he's doing that, I'm going to approach Pack Thrall, and I'm going to ask him. It's like, can I borrow your phaser for the time being?
Yeah.
I
Here.
seem to have misplaced mine.
I understand.
Actually, Commander, you should take mine. He's a better shot than I am.
Ooh, that took a lot for you to say.
No, please, Commander. You're
No,
you're ahead of me in command.
Lieutenant Commander, he's right.
This isn't about ranks. This is
It's
about
statistics.
skill.
Correct.
You are better with a phaser. And I shoved, since he handed it off to the other commander, I put my commander in his hand. My phaser.
Commander,
I
rip
My
off your
commander.
commander. There you go.
Commander Kulat, with all due respect, I may be physically a better shot, but I think you may be emotionally more capable of handling this than I am. Just keep your phaser. It's yours.
Lieutenant Commander, if you weren't emotionally capable of shooting a phaser, you wouldn't belong in Starfleet, son. Old man. Sorry.
I didn't say I wasn't capable. I simply
Then keep that phaser in your pocket. You'll need it.
yes,
Got a phaser in
Commander.
your pocket, or are you just happy to see him?
Yes, Commander. I force him to make genocide, like war crimes against his people.
Sev, check your messages.
I saw it. You would just I'm just over here scanning on the tricorder, like not saying anything basically.
Okay.
Trying to get something, but nothing's coming up.
Okay. You guys staying outside? You going inside? You say, well, that was enough fun for one trip.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah?
Go home.
Time to go home?
Yeah, pack it up.
Pack it up?
Take the shuttle and go home. Yeah.
I would look at. We've got like a doorway here somewhere, I assume.
Yeah.
I would use just visual sight, and do I see like footprints of comings and goings? Anything obvious? Like,
Yeah, you see both actually, and a large majority seems to be going as opposed to coming. But there is still dirt. There's some blood right at the entrance. That's it. And the door is shut.
but is the way shut?
No,
Is
Way-
it kept by those who are no longer alive?
I don't know. You may
No.
you may be able to pass if you want.
Lieutenant, junior grade, are there any readings you're picking up? I see many people have come and gone, but it seems like mostly have gone.
I'm not getting any readings here.
Then may I suggest we move on, but cautiously.
Well, I'm awaiting orders from Commander Mericati.
Hey, I trust. I'm not a sciencey guy. Go ahead.
Okay, so you guys go inside the space station, and there you are.
Oh, this looks good.
Okay. So
Sure
before
this
I
is safe.
tell you what's going on, let's do this. Okay. Okay. Very nice. So you guys make it inside to the space station. Let's see here. I will tell you what you're seeing right out the gate. You do hear the alarm going off, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Oops.
Oh, I thought Hades was making the light for a second.
Make
It's
a
emanating
light.
from me.
Proceed with caution. Phasers are
Did
stunned.
you
We
know
don't
that-
know how many more. Wait, we do know how many more. How many
Don't you
people
know
in
that
that science?
Vulcans glow in the dark?
I didn't know it was a biological trait.
Okay. So once you're inside, obviously this place has just been vandalized. It's just been destroyed. There's wreckage everywhere. There's storage units are all over the ground. They're broken open. There's phaser fire along the walls. The majority of the electronics in the area are destroyed. You can obviously see the station was put in some sort of alert. You don't know what. The living quarters, the kitchen, the laboratories. You may get to those at some point. It's
Did you
literally
say
just
laboratory or lavatory?
laboratories. B. Everything is just wrecked without regard. And
Okay.
that is where we're going to end for today.
Wow.
So here we are. I will take us back to that, and we'll go around the circle here with starting with our Commander Mericati. What's going through your head, and do you have anything you would like to add?
So far, Commander Mericati is, just trying to make sure that we can get out of here before the effects of the degeneration or de-evolution virus take into effect. We also want to. I'm also emotionally, I'm pretty stressed out. if I might add. But I'm keeping myself together pretty well. I'm trying not to show it. Definitely the most, meet these. I don't know the people I'm working with like as closely as I would like a normal crew because this is our first real operation. So as much as I want to trust and know what these guys can do, I don't know. I've yet to see it, so I can only hope that my impression of them is right, and we can work together as a team and get everybody out of here alive. So
Fantastic. And Commander Kulat, our science officer.
Commander Kulat, I wouldn't quite say is disappointed in himself. He has rid himself of emotion, so he thinks more purely rationally, but he does see his deficits. He's come up short when it comes to fitness today, and he sees where that's put him. That's led to a weakness in his strengths too, because he's now without a tricorder and lost someone else a tricorder. So he's now just of a mind of just pushing forward, figuring out what's going on, and finding the parts needed to fix the shuttle.
I see. So, who one of you was missing these? Off. Damn it. Which one of you dropped this? Which one of you dropped this? Oh, look at it because it's gone.
it's awesome. That's cool. Though. That's badass. I like that.
Because it's gone.
I like that.
And Lieutenant Commander Tack Thrall.
Right, so above all else, Tack Thrall is happy that there's been no casualties today and that he was able to land his cohort safely. However, he did have to use his phaser for the first time in a very long time today, and well, he had to bring his vessel down for the first time in a very long time today. So, Tack Thrall has conflicted feelings, but he's optimistic that with this team they can find their way out.
And our Chief Medical Officer, Lieutenant Junior Grade Grax.
Grax is feeling pretty determined. Even though there's, this de-evolution is happening, no one is seriously injured right now, and this seems like a very capable team. So Grax is in pretty high spirits for the situation, thinking that we've got what it takes to get out of here.
Awesome. So hopefully you all enjoyed the hike, now that I can remember the word, or the jaunt through the forest and all its dangers that you've encountered. What do we got this week in terms of games? I don't see anything on a schedule. Do we have anything Friday? Strahd? Is Strahd Friday?
Yeah, Strahd is Friday.
Strahd is Friday.
6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in. We get to deal with the after effects of the crazy mob and threatening of the Baron, and we get to see what the next morning entails in Barovia.
Awesome. What about Delta Green? Is it this weekend or is it next?
Yep. As of right now, still planning to continue that this Saturday at 10 p.m. Should be finishing up that scenario and seeing what's about to happen to the agents.
Our 1990s agents, right?
2000, actually.
Oh,
just the
okay.
year 2000.
Still 20 years ago.
It's a post-Matrix world.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I think we have Aliens Sunday, right, at 12 p.m. Eastern. I think that should be back on the schedule this week. So keep your eyes out for that. We're gonna go send a raid, so stick with us. From that, thank you all for hanging out. I hope you all enjoyed. We will see you. The next game for Star Trek will be on the 22nd of March. We'll see what they discover inside this destroyed space station. Everybody,
May you live long
Live long and
And
prosper.
prosper.
Right, we're gonna go raid. 1 second.